It was a very busy weekend on the University of Northern Iowa campus with the 100th celebration of homecoming, the big home football game against Youngstown State, and the university hosted the Missouri Valley Conference Individual Tennis Championships. Brad Wells recaps the fall season for the Panther Tennis team with head coach Chris Sagers.
The UNI tennis team hosted last weekend's MVC Individual Championships and were able to claim some hardware despite a very talented conference field.
Biggest question mark going in was doubles, and with all our lineup changes throughout the fall, very worried about that. But that first day, despite just getting the one win at our three flight, our one dubs lost 8-7, and our same as our two doubles flight. So very good job by them. And then obviously the highlight is Olivia Fain and Thaisa Moreira winning that three flight yesterday and getting a conference championship, kind of the first individual conference champion we had in tennis for maybe 3 or 4 years. So that was awesome for them.
Singles play was expected to be equally as challenging. On the weekend, UNI was led by one of the 4 upperclassmen on the team.
Hari Proudfoot at the number 1 spot got a nice win on that first day. Good 3-set win, come from behind win for her to beat the number 1 from Missouri State. And then again, just highlighting Olivia Fain and Thaisa in singles. Thaisa getting 2 wins out of the tournament. Unfortunately, losing the first round match, but losing it in 3 sets, and then winning her match on Saturday to get the 5th place position. And then Olivia winning first day in her singles and losing a tough 3-setter on Saturday.
Play will resume in the spring semester and will build off a great fight that UNI showed this fall.
And then I think just getting a taste of how tough our conference is and knowing how hard we need to work. And we got, the nice thing is that when we start in the spring, it's all non-conference. So what we can work on based on what we saw this weekend, so we are ready in April for conference play.